Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
So Deontay Wilder has given his thoughts as to why Tyson Fury has joined the WWE, and Deontay Wilder, in typical Deontay Wilder fashion, always looks at the negatives, and a lot of it is through green eye jealousy is what it is, because let's be honest, Tyson Fury joining the WWE is a huge platform and will build his profile no end. They never offered it to Wilder because Wilder just isn't a sellable product. Now, that's a fact, that's not just an opinion. Now, Wilder has said that Tyson Fury, he will use the WWE as an excuse to avoid their rematch, which of course is currently penciled in for February the 22nd. But of course, everything going well with Tyson Fury's cut that he sustained when he fought Otto Wallin. And of course, Deontay Wilder getting through Luis Ortiz next month, which I think most people would agree. Luis Ortiz has looked old and terrible over his last couple of fights. And not many people have given Luis Ortiz too much of a shot of defeating Deontay Wilder. But it is what it is. So this is what Deontay Wilder had to say about Tyson Fury. I'm not surprised he got into the WWE. We'd been saying this a long time ago that he's going to try it. He's going to be making excuses about the rematch. Now he's got to the WWE, he's going to get injured and make up excuses. And lo and behold, we already hearing about his sprained ankle. Yeah, he's messing about with those big guys, but I do not want to hear no excuses. None. No excuses whatsoever. We didn't have the rematch firstly because at first he blamed it on the ESPN deal. But my theory is, you say you beat me easily the first time around, 10-2. That's pretty goddamn easy. So if you get a rematch, it's going to be easier. So if they give you $100 million, imagine you beat the king and become a champion. Boy, you're going to be worth $200 million. And then you sign that deal with them, but then you want to cop out of the rematch. And of course, you go with a deal to avoid the rematch. So that is Deontay Wilder's statement. What he was saying at the very end there, it didn't make too much sense about 100 million to 200 million. I mean, if we was to reverse what it is that I think he's trying to say, is that he's trying to say that if Tyson Fury feels that Wilder is easy work, then have the rematch, beat him, and then his net value, which he signed up with ESPN for 100 million over 5 fights, would have went up to 200 million because he would be the WBC heavyweight champion. Now we know that Tyson Fury is, or should be, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world right now, because he did beat Deontay Wilder, and the judges screwed Tyson Fury. That's a pretty universal statement, isn't it? Now, going back to Tyson Fury joining the WWE, will he use it as a way to feign an injury? I have no idea whatsoever what's going on. But of course, Tyson Fury, he will be fighting next week on Thursday in Saudi Arabia against this Braun Strowman guy, who is a huge unit, by the way. And accidents do happen. They really do. Tyson Fury, his frame isn't really built for WWE fighting, in my opinion. He's built for boxing. He's built to hit and not get hit. Him being grabbed and thrown around like a rag doll ain't really something that Tyson Fury's body can take. I'm not too sure. But ultimately, we'll have to wait and see. But injuries do happen, that is for sure. And is this just a one-off match? Again, we don't know. But what we do know, or at least what we're hearing, is that Tyson Fury will pocket around about $15 million for this one fight against Braun Strowman in Saudi Arabia. That's twice as much money as, or maybe even 3 times as much money as Wilder's ever made, including his fight against Fury. So him fighting in WWE, that's a huge platform. It's a popularity profile building one as well. And of course, he's pocketing a great deal of money. He really is. And Wilder, in my opinion, is jealous of that. If he was offered that opportunity, he would do that too. Of course he would. And he'd be absolutely mad not to. But for Tyson Fury to avoid Deontay Wilder, no, I don't think he's going to avoid him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed to have the rematch for February the 22nd, would he? So, I mean, this is just typical of Wilder. He's just being a green-eyed, jealous hater. It's what he does. He looks everything on the negative. But for him to say that Tyson Fury will look for excuses to get out of the rematch and all this kind of thing, it's pretty rich. This is the pot and kettle calling, really, isn't it? Because Wilder, he has consistently ducked a lot of fighters. In fact, he originally ducked Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury first became champion. He confronted Wilder in the ring after he defeated Spilker and said, "Let's go, you're a bum," and blah, blah, blah. And Wilder said that, you know what, I love to take this fight, but I've got my mandatory obligations. Now, those people who know boxing know that a unification could well take precedence over a mandatory situation. But either way, Wilder, he didn't even take that mandatory, did he? Because Povetkin, he failed an A sample, and Wilder, while he was finishing up his training camp in Sheffield to get used to the time zones, because UK and Russia not too far apart, they're about an hour or two apart, and he left Sheffield and went straight home to Alabama before the B sample was even drawn, and Povetkin was proven to have not cheated. Okay, so again, he didn't fight his mandatory, and he avoided Povetkin at that particular moment. Likewise, he avoided Vladimir Klitschko. Why? Because Shelly Finkel, who manages both Klitschko and Wilder, he said that Wilder's not ready. He's still a baby. And he had 33 fights at the time. So again, he avoided him. He's consistently avoided Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's been #1 for 2 years now. And the WBC put out a statement yesterday. Again, you can go check out the video, or that'll pop up at the end of this one, where they're now going to make Dillian Whyte wait another 16 months on top of it. So again, he's successfully avoided Dillian Whyte, and even turned down $7 million at one point to take on Dillian Whyte as well. He turned down $100 million to take on Anthony Joshua. So him talking about Tyson Fury ducking is pretty rich, really, isn't it? Now, when he talks about Tyson Fury going from what, 100 million to 200 million, well, why didn't you think about that when you were offered 100 million? You could have turned that into 200 million by defeating Anthony Joshua, right? And becoming undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in the process. Again, pot and kettle. So for me, I don't really care too much about Deontay Wilder's opinion on this one, but I do hope that Tyson Fury does not get injured, and I hope his cut heals up, and I hope that he does face Deontay Wilder on February the 22nd. It ain't looking good, that's for sure, but these things we kind of come accustomed to, and I do agree with Wilder to a point where he does say that, well, effectively Tyson Fury did avoid him when the fight should have happened, when it was ordered by the WBC, as in the rematch, and Tyson Fury decided to sign with ESPN and go a different route. I can agree with Deontay Wilder on that point, because ultimately that's when the rematch would have been big. Now the rematch isn't going to be too much bigger than the first one, let's be honest. Unless, of course, Tyson Fury really comes across well in WWE, in which case, yet again, much like the first fight, all eyes and ears will be on that event because of Tyson Fury and not because of Wilder. But ultimately, I hope February 22nd happens, and it will shut up a lot of people if the fight does happen, because a lot of people are predicting that Tyson Fury will not make it and he will have some kind of injury. But hey, listen, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Ultimately, Wilder's got to get past Luis Ortiz. We believe he will. And Fury's got to come through this matchup with Braun Strowman without any kind of injuries. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, while Deontay Wilder mentioned that we're hearing about this sprained ankle thing, again, I mean, when I did that video on it, again, that'll pop up at the end of this one as well, is the fact that we didn't know whether or not it was an accident, as in it's a scripted scenario that happened that went wrong. Because things do happen, you know, you get pushed the wrong way and you twist your ankle. Things happen. So for me, I have no idea if it was legitimate or not, but upon watching the footage after I did that video, which I really should have done beforehand, it did look like it was a faked injury, and it's all part of the storyline. So again, I don't think anybody needs to worry about it. It's just my opinion anyway. So, Deontay Wilder's statement. Of course, you guys drop your thoughts below about it. Do you think that Tyson Fury will use the WWE as a way to avoid the rematch? Listen, if you're a Wilder fan, you probably say yes, right? But these are Wilder fans all over. You can't teach stupid. All right, you really can't. But ultimately, listen, we never know. We don't know. But I think what Wilder needs to do is concentrate on his fight with Luis Ortiz and not worry about what Tyson Fury's doing. Yes, he's jealous. Of course he is. Tyson Fury's getting paid stupid amounts of money. He's getting paid $100 million to go fight whoever it is that ESPN says that he can fight, including Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin and that. And if Wilder don't fit into those plans, they don't fit into those plans. Tyson Fury is still getting $100 million. Plus this extra $15 million for this WWE matchup in Saudi Arabia next week on Thursday. So yeah, anyway, that is Deontay Wilder's statement, and as always, I'll put this in the description box for you guys. Go have a read for yourself, draw up your own conclusions, all that kind of thing. Drop your thoughts below in it, and of course, click the thumbs up to this video. I'll catch you all on the next one. Subscribe.